motherfuckers. This month in the private stream, found at patreon.com/traumatized motherfuckers, where you can check out all the research and recording we've done for the past 5 years, we've been talking about peer pressure. Wait. Before you skip this episode thinking, I'm not fucking 14, this does not apply, I'm out. Hold on, because that is the point. None of us are seeing the sneaky social influence while wondering with great bafflement what in the fuck is happening to this apparently batshit society that encapsulates us all. We've been talking about how PP has become an age-indiscriminate phenomenon that has radicalized identities and contributed to ruining the world by hijacking human psychology, returning us all to a high school social experience well after most of us would believe we have graduated past it. And we have used this article toward understanding the functions of peer influence, a summary and synthesis of recent empirical research by Lowerson and Veenstra from the Journal of Research on Adolescence 2021 as the central discussion for our argument. From their literature review, we learned this month that peer pressure is at its peak when the structures around us are in transition. We have new rules and roles to figure out, and there isn't a step-by-step instructional guidance for how to do it. When there are bountiful social options and opportunities for mobility, engaging with new individuals and groups outside of what was previously familiar, it causes our minds to seek clues about acceptability from the people around us. Because of this, identity is in flux, which is another promoting factor. We know ourselves through relationship with others, so when novel others are suddenly introduced, our self-understanding shifts and we transition into a new person, unfettered by the previous restrictions caused by social limitations. And when we encounter uncertain tasks with uncertain outcomes, and therefore turn to others for behavioral examples about how and who to be within all the ambiguity. In those uncertain tasks and outcomes, there's also what's known as a maturity gap, which promotes PP. When we're able to behave in ways and access newly opened doors that we are not emotionally or cognitively equipped for, we again turn to others for information. All of these contribute to the influence of peer pressure. And if that doesn't all sound like the internet to you already, let's continue to spin this story. We also learned peer pressure is heightened when we align with a group or groups, because relationship dyads, or cliques, highlight the importance of similarity in behavior between individuals so that the crowd stays organized and prepared to mobilize. Therefore, outliers are often ostracized for their potential threat to the group mentality and success. Any group membership suggests that difference is dangerous. This is true to such an extent that third-party affiliations are often required within cliques, as in subscribing to a particular belief system or following specific public figures to demonstrate conformity, which will make the other group members feel safe. And when we see others succeeding, their actions are especially convincing, pushing us towards the same affiliations. People who are popular are especially attractive. We mimic and emote their behaviors especially hard. The popularity of the people we follow is what makes them into leaders because they are socially rewarded. When we see people gaining social reward for their assumed identity, human brains copy those identities to try to benefit similarly. And yet, the research tells us, every human wants to feel unique due to the existence of the ego. So the authors say that we strive to be similar enough to maintain friends within our group, while being different enough that we feel special. We're always trying to seek a niche that we can fill. Perhaps that means taking a group identity to a more extreme presentation in order to satisfy the same but extra spicy requirement for the human mind. And lastly, it's found that aggressive popular people encourage aggression all the way down. Pro-social popular people influence the opposite. So violence is one of the characteristics that can be exemplified and exponentially increased in a group as a means to showing how individualistic yet conforming a person can be. Taking all of these research findings together, I think it paints quite a picture. But let's extrapolate, pull this together, and say, your average person was given access to the internet without the social or emotional maturity required for this abrupt communication with the population of the whole world. There were no rules in this place, only so many other people to study and emulate. And from all those new social options and access to opinions and lifestyle awarenesses, the average person's sense of self, well, went through a large, pubescent sort of transition, while they also realigned with the newly available social circles that were previously unknown or out of reach. In those circles, similarity is king, especially similarity with the charismatic influencers who've become leaders of the groups, the popular people who appear to be benefiting from their social standing on the web. These people feel so within reach due to the illusions of the internet that they seem like peers, that it feels possible to affiliate with them directly, which adds an extra layer of peer pressure and identity conformity onto the pile, again, especially with a group mentality. And yet, as we said, no one wants to feel unoriginal. So, therefore, individuals have become caricatures of the people that they follow, taking their behaviors to more and more extreme lengths to show off to the rest of the group, to state their own individualistic identity, while remaining safely conforming to the ideals of the crew so as not to be exiled and unsafe. Whilst those behaviors being taken to the next level or 10, I'd say they might be rather unsocial. And meanwhile, the real kicker is that we don't have a fucking choice in the entire matter. None of this is a discussion of the weakness of individuals or lack of character within the population. It's the story of social media being taken over predictably with planning, coordination, and psychological understanding leveraged against average citizens across the globe. Because by design, algorithms determine the group and the third-party affiliation that we must maintain to stay safely within a squad. Algorithms decide who our peer groups are, what popular people are presented to us to follow and mirror, what behavioral and belief system examples we have and have to fall in line with to feel safe or strive for social success. Algorithms, controlled by the people who own us, control who we feel we are allowed or supposed to be, and control the logical way we feel we can stand out within those constraints without being kicked out of the club. Algorithms have become identity factories, pushing us to extreme presentations of a limited selection of human being templates. Algorithms are continual, constant, unseeable, addictive manipulation machines that have made corruptive peer influence an insidious and automatic part of daily life. One that we cannot escape from, we can't avert our eyes from without getting off the internet. And therefore, we cannot consciously fight against them, no matter how mature beyond peer pressure we consider ourselves to be. Because algorithms and the social world they present to us are the only reality we can know when we are living through our phones and social bubbles. So, Fuckers. Peer pressure is not exclusively a strong arm of middle and high school. It's been reignited in all of our lives through the internet, and then weaponized against us through the sorting and subscription process contained within algorithms, which determine exactly what social groups we unconsciously conform with and what ways we take that shared identity to the next degree, exemplifying what's been modeled for us, what appears successful, and what feels like it will keep us safe. And if all of that does not help to explain the lunacy of modern society, the aggressive, unthinking extremity that's on display from the most popular figures downward, all the way to the people that they trounce upon who still want to emulate their actions and call them friends, I don't know what will. But if you engage with social media, I doubt you'll find a peer pressureless answer on the internet. All right, y'all. That's it. Come check out the 3-part series deep diving into this peer pressure research if you're interested in social dynamics examined through relational cognitive psychology. The details from this paper applied to modern society are, wow. Stay sane out there. Hint, the way to do it is to get off the internet and determine your own reality. Happy Halloween, the best fucking time of the year, and I'll talk to you next month. Kicking off the worst time of the year. Till then, cheers, fuckers. Bye.